Summary of The Power of Story. Rewrite Your Destiny in Business and in Life. By Jim Loehr. Your life story. What is your story about your life? Does it hold you back or help you move ahead? What if you could somehow change a negative story that pulls you down into a positive one that lifts you up? Dan Jansen, a world champion sprint speed skater, was favored to win at the Calgary Olympic Games in 1988 and the Albertville Games in 1992. However, he lost both contests in humiliating ways. In past races, Jansen had performed best at the 500-meter length. But at the Olympics in Lillehammer in 1994, he decided to train equally hard for the 1,000-meter race. He made a conscious decision to change his long-time mental story. His old story was that he would blow the competition away in the 500-meter race, but not in the 1,000-meter. This time, Jansen vowed to himself that he would win the 1,000 and he took the gold medal. He regained championship status in a race long dominated by other skaters because he created a new life story and worked hard to make it his new reality. He changed his old story mentally first, and then followed up with the actual achievement. The story you tell yourself about your life becomes your life. If your story is one of constant triumph over tough odds, you will almost surely overcome any and all obstacles. But if your story is one of despair and defeat, you will have a very difficult time staying on track. The human mind deals best with narrative, which is based on chronology and cause and effect logic. Tell yourself that you are a loser, your story, and your mind will accept it. Then it will do everything possible to help you fulfill your negative story. Based on every external reality, your story may be fully fallacious. However, within the internal reality of your mind, the story you tell yourself about yourself is the only one that counts. Thus, if you have a dark opinion of yourself, you must rewrite your stories so they become positive. If not, your negative stories will prevent you from achieving your goals and adversely affect your happiness, health, and performance. Tragically, they will interfere with your full engagement with life. Your personal energy, if physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, is your most priceless resource. Without it, you can accomplish nothing. However, you can boost your energy supply. If you tell yourself negative stories about your life, they will insidiously drain your energy. Positive stories will energize you, enabling you to feel good about yourself and to engage fully with life. Subliminally, your mind is telling you a story about yourself every second of every minute of every hour of every day of your life. Make sure it is a positive one. So what stories do you tell yourself about yourself? Most people's stories cover 5 central topics: health, family, work, friendships, and happiness. Here is a typical story that a worker might tell about one of these important subjects: family. I work like a dog on behalf of my family. To me, nothing else is important. Every minute at the office is spent for them. Is this a story you tell yourself? If so, is it working for you? Since your family is so important, do you spend the time with them that they want and require? Are you focused primarily on their concerns? Is your spouse content with the attention you offer? If you find a lot of variance between the stories you tell yourself and what is actually happening in your life, you have a big problem. Write down the various stories you tell to yourself and others that obviously are not working. Outline your old stories in various areas of your life: work, relationships, finances, physical well-being, children, and your daily routine. Here is an example: I have no time in my life. But that is okay. I need to spend more time working than doing something like exercising. Who has time for that? I can't take the time to eat nutritious meals. Fast food and junk food will have to do. After all, it's still food, right? Plus, it tastes so good. When you write your stories, use specific detail. Examine your thought processes and the rationales for why you do what you do. Use the internal voice you hear in your head. Capture that voice and the emotions that accompany it. Hold nothing back. Rewrite your stories over and over until they perfectly mirror the view from inside your mind. Then identify those elements in your stories that don't work or aren't congruent with your life. Ask yourself, will these stories get me where I want to be? Are they true and accurate? Do they make me want to act to change things? Lessons learned from cancer. Tour de France champion Lance Armstrong once said that if it came down to a choice between winning the famous bike race or becoming ill with cancer, he would choose cancer every time. On the face of it, his comment sounds absurd. But is it? Not when you examine its deeper implications. Becoming a sports champion is a wonderful achievement, but it did not focus Armstrong's attention the way his bout with cancer did. After beating cancer, Armstrong vowed to throw himself fully into all his life's activities and to inspire other cancer victims, particularly children. This is now his life's purpose. Without a strong purpose in life, you are just going through the motions. What is your ultimate mission? It should be something grand and truthful. It must align with the way you live. Think of your purpose as it will be inscribed on your burial stone as a summary of what your life was all about, then put it on paper. Incorrect assumptions. Is your old story based on an accurate understanding of events? People often make incorrect assumptions about their lives. Inevitably, this leads to problems. For example, many individuals' life stories involve what can be termed the contamination narrative. Once their lives were fine, then something bad happened, an accident, divorce, business failure, and after that everything turned horrible. Is this how things truly evolved? Did you have any opportunity for change? People tend to form some common false assumptions about crucial areas of their lives: work, family, relationships, health and happiness. Contemplating or carrying out meaningful change is almost impossible for people who are enthralled to incorrect assumptions, such as, I cannot possibly keep this job unless I work night and day. My job defines me. Without it I am nothing. Once I receive my promotion, everything will be perfect. I can spend time looking for a mate after I become a partner at the firm. I work and my spouse brings up the children. That's the only way things can be. My family and I would find it impossible to get by on less money. I have no time for exercise. I don't eat well. But nothing bad will happen. Anyone dealing with what I have to handle could never be happy. I sacrifice my own satisfaction to ensure that my family is okay. Other voices inside your head. Many people's life stories are biased because they really are about someone else. Far too many individuals assume roles and inner narrations that are not suitable for them simply to please other people, such as their parents, family members, friends, and peers. For others, those internal, constant thoughts are not supportive. If your own mind's voice tells you, I'm a bum, I'll never amount to anything, what will you believe? Such negativity often traces back to childhood, and to overly critical, hateful or even sadistic parents or other authority figures. Be sure that the story you tell yourself about yourself is really your story and that you speak in a supportive voice. Is your private, internal voice shrill and demanding? Is it overly harsh? Does it sound like you? If not, whose voice might it be? Concocting a positive new story for yourself is nearly impossible if your inner voice is damaging and destructive. You must learn to muffle and eventually turn off this disruptive narrator. First, recognize it as a hypercritical surrogate for someone who ultimately did not have your best interests at heart. Shutting down this voice will enable you to hear other, helpful internal voices that focus on wisdom, encouragement, compassion, sincerity, toughness, and intuition. Cultivate one more inner voice, the one that can be summed up in 4 words: I don't buy it. This is your all-important crap detector. Without it you will be gullible to anyone and anything, but you need to suspend it now and then so you do not fall prey to cynicism. Your new story. When the old story you tell yourself stops working, immediately begin crafting a new one that will work. Consciously infuse your new internal story with energy, enthusiasm, hope, and gratitude. Your new story should have 3 vital components: purpose, truth, and hope-filled action. Purpose refers to the non-negotiable drives in your life. Truth means that your story must conform to reality. Hope-filled action describes the steps you must take to make your new story a reality. Truth and action are far tougher story elements than purpose, so dig deep to make them authentic. Actually writing your new story is an essential step. Begin with, "The truth is, here is a sample of a new story. The truth is, no one has forced me to work the hours I do. I could accomplish as much in a shorter time if I only stay engaged. Same with my workout. From now on, my workouts will have intensity. My meals will be better planned, and I will show my wife, children, and staff how much I care." Once you develop, write, edit, and re-edit your new story, ask yourself if it gets you where you want to be, if it is realistic, and if it will move you to take action that generates true hope. If you can answer yes, your new story is viable. To activate it, tap into your most potent asset, your physical energy. If you apply total energy and focus on life's challenges, you can accomplish remarkable things. To sustain your physical energy, eat right, exercise, get sufficient rest, and provide your body with the opportunity to recharge. Failure in any of these areas will undermine your new story because you will lack the energy to make it real. Give yourself a fighting chance to carve out a new life by strictly following these essential energy-creating guidelines. Nutrition and diet: eat your first meal within an hour of waking up. Eat a carbohydrate-rich snack or meal within 2 hours before and after exercising. Eat healthy snacks: fruit, nuts, low-fat yogurt, peanut butter, nutrition bars, routinely throughout the day. Eat light and often. Never go more than 4 hours without food. Do not rush eating. Drink water at least every hour. Do not multitask, especially during meals. Multitasking is the enemy of extraordinariness. Movement and exercise: you must move routinely to enhance blood flow. Move more and you will feel and function better. Merely standing up increases your metabolic rate 200%. Your chosen exercise must be challenging. Exert yourself. Do not expect to feel comfortable. Whatever form your exercise takes, make sure it is regular and engage in it fully. No multitasking or going through the motions. Sleep and rest: go to bed at the same time each night and get 7.5 to 8 hours of deep sleep. Nap for up to 30 minutes whenever you can. Take brief intervals of recovery, 5 to 15-minute breaks from work, every 90 minutes. Indoctrination. Your new story will become real the more you focus on it. This means full engagement in everything you do. It is the exact opposite of distraction. Success in any activity requires intense commitment, engagement, and focus. It means total dedication to the present, not to some vague future. To breathe life into your new story, make every second count. Forget half measures. To focus, start a journal. Maintain daily entries on the new investments you are making in yourself: exercise, nutrition, and rest. Visualize the new you that will begin to emerge as you proceed on your journey. Talk to others about your new story. Make it your all-consuming reality. As with any new habit, you need to work hard to embed your new story into your consciousness. Keep a checklist of your new rituals: for example, breakfast daily, exercise at noon, turn off your cell phone when you get home, and so on. Establish training missions that exemplify your progress: for example, eat dinner at home at least 3 days weekly. To incorporate action into your new story and achieve meaningful change, develop fresh rituals and stick to them. Do not put things off. Start now, today, this minute. For you, there is no tomorrow. Assume accountability for yourself. Now is the time to make your new story into your new, ongoing reality.